always takes a bit. And I think that we are live. At least it says we are. Hello, everyone. Welcome to, I think it's sprint number 3. And yeah, before we get into anything, I want to thank the both of you so much for joining me. And before you guys introduce yourself a little bit, if they don't know you yet, the links to you two are down below. So do check these two beautifuls out. And please to introduce yourself a bit.
Go ahead.
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Jane. I'm from the channel The Bookaholic, and yes, I'm really excited to be here. Like, I'm really excited for the DesertAthon. I'm really excited also for my book. I'm really in the reading mood vibes. So yes, I'm really excited.
Awesome. I'm Princess. I'm from Castle Library, and I'm happy to be here. I haven't uploaded in a while because I got some stuff going on, but I'm just happy to be here with Esmay. She's adorable, and it's nice to meet you, Jane. And I love your accent. You're adorable.
Thank you.
And I'm just happy to be here.
Oh, I love you two so much. Can I just say that?
I love you too.
So thank you so much for joining me once again. I know that for Princess it's actually morning, but for us it's night. So, and there's a couple of people here already. Hello, Anya. Welcome back. Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so what are you guys reading? I know you rolled again, Jane, today, right, for DesertAthon?
Yes, I actually rolled like an hour ago. I filmed everything. And like my initial plan was to roll out of 6 because I already got to the end of the board. But in the end, I rolled out of 12 because like I started my TBR really, really late because I had a really busy month. Like I just started a new job. So I was super, super busy. So I got only 2 prompts, but I'm okay with it because I don't have a lot of time to read. And I got a plot with romance, and I'm going like to read Girls of Storm and Shadow because right now I'm reading Girls of Paper and Fire. So I wanted like to squeeze in the second book.
Yes.
And I actually told Esmay today that I found a graphic novel in Desert Vibes. So my last prompt was Desert Vibe book, the 62. So this is the graphic novel. It's like a memoir, a real story of a girl in World War II, and her story. And she goes to a Japanese American camp, and like the camp is located in the desert, so like everything is in the desert. So like I was really glad that I found a graphic novel in the desert. And yes, like it sounds really good. It's a real story, so it's really nice. So yes, I'm really excited to read it because it's in the desert and it's a graphic novel, and I love graphic novels.
Do let me know once you read it what you think of it, because I had never heard of that one before. So really, really nice. So what are you reading, Princess?
I am reading. Hold on, right quick. Let me take it out. Rebel Spring by Morgan Rhodes.
Oh, that's the second one in the Fallen Kingdom series. I was gonna read that one soon as well.
Oh
Yes.
I read only the first one, and I love
me too.
this series so much.
I am so upset that I haven't been I was trying to do like this challenge of reading every day of the month, and I missed like 3 days like in consecutive. I just with coming back from vacation and stuff, I just didn't have time. But
yeah,
I stopped in like this really like hard scene, and I was like, no, like so I'm so excited. I'm almost done with it, and then once I'm done, I think I'm going to start the third one. I don't exactly know. I don't know yet.
I am now so scared for your facial expressions when you finish it, because I know that that's gonna like come up for me soon.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I love Fallen Kingdoms because I am a huge political intrigue driven reader. Like if there's political intrigue, I'm in here. Give me all the political intrigue, and I love it. I love it.
Have you read the Kiss of Deception in that case?
Yes. I read the first one. I did not like the second one. So I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe I just wasn't in the best headspace or something. So I'm going to reread the first one and then reread the second one to go to the last one. But I
That
have
one is huge.
all of her
Like it's a brick. Like it's an absolute brick.
I have all of her books. Every single book that she comes out with, I buy it. So
Ooh.
it's up there with the rest of them. It's over there. So
Yeah, same. I am currently on An Ember in the Ashes by Saboteur, which is the group book for the An Ember in the Ash Long, which I'm hosting with Jane, among others. And I am currently, like, I only have to do, like, that side? Like, 100 more pages. And I'm in the middle of, like, I think it's a third trial. I'm not sure if you read it. I'm not going to say anything. Don't worry, I'm not going to spoil. But I can feel pain because I know what's coming because it's a reread for me. So I might be full on sobbing here. So might be fun.
I'm excited to see your facial expressions while you read it.
Oh no,
I haven't read them yet. I have 2 copies of that whole series, and I just haven't read them yet. Like, don't judge me, okay? I like books. Don't judge me. They're just back there.
I am never judging people for buying books ever.
We all love books. I also think that buying books and reading books are 2 different hobbies. So yes, I also have so many books that I didn't read yet.
I agree.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm doing pretty good. I think there's about like 30 books on my shelves that I haven't read yet. So that's doable.
Just 30? That's not bad.
Yeah. Yes. That's pretty. Like I'm doing pretty well. I think
that's good. Yes,
that's really good.
Yeah. So there's more people here. I'm just gonna go through. Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Let us know what you're reading. I would love to know. Or well, I think we would love to know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Well, you're welcome. You should definitely reread it. Like the reason I'm rereading it is because between I think it was the 3rd and the 4th book, there was about like 2 years before it came out, and it was the same thing with I think the 2nd and the 3rd book. So at this point, I've forgotten so much that if I were to go into the 4th one, and they'd be talking about characters, I'd be brainless, and I would have no idea what they're talking about. So yeah, that's why I'm rereading it. Also because I love it. So. Is that the 2nd or the 3rd one?
I think it's the 3rd one. No, it's the 2nd one. It's the 2nd one. It's the 2nd.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Because I can remember like a vague red cover.
It's the first one's called A Curse So Dark and Lonely.
Yeah.
Lovely or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Lonely, I think. I think you're right.
I have them right here. That's the only reason why I know
Beauty
that.
and the Beast retelling.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know more than I do. Yes.
Oh, City of Brass is so good.
It's like, fun fact. I think I can show you guys, but I have new shelves, and on the top, that's crooked. On the top there is actually the trilogy up there because they're my all-time, like one of my all-time favorites. So, heck yes.
I really want to read them.
So good.
So good.
So good.
Ooh, yes. We all need to read An Ember in the Ashes.
I agree. I haven't read them yet, but I agree.
Good job.
Ooh, oh my God! Sorry.
Yes. I'm also it's right there. I'm so excited. I love these 2 so much.
It's so good. Like literally, I'm going to purchase. Hostel was actually messaging me on Instagram because I'm famous, but I'm just kidding. But like she posted a new set, and I was like, "Where are those?" And she was like, "The UK," and I was like, "Say less. I'll take a 4th edition. Why not? Why not?" So good.
Have you read all 2 of them as well? Like, have you read?
I started the 2nd one, and then I was like, I don't want to do this to myself right now. So then I put it down because I was like, I don't want to be over. I don't want this.
Fun fact, my best friend Femke, so the sort of my partner in crime, who's like the other half of my channel, she started reading it, and I think she's about like 100 pages in, and she literally texted me like, I'm just going to read something else because I'm not preparing myself for pain right now. I'm doing this later. Which I can do.
I agree.
I did the exact same thing. I didn't try the 4th one though, but I did read the first 3. Oh, speak of the devil. Hello. This is my other half. Good luck in a little bit. Ooh, is that what part? Or like, which series is that? Or is like a Red
I think
Pyramid?
that's probably the Egyptian one. I think maybe.
Huh.
I don't know.
I need to scream right now. Yes! I'm so happy people are reading it. Oh, I stand corrected. Page 140.
I wasn't even that far into it. I think I was like maybe 100 pages. I was just like, nope. I'm setting it down. Gotta set it down.
Honestly, I'm not even sure. I think I started it and then I started listening to the audiobook because that forced me to continue. Otherwise I would put it down, never pick it up, even though I knew it would be 5 stars from like the moment I started reading it. Yep. This is everybody with this book. Hafsa does that to us.
Yeah. Such a good book though. So good.
And I love her. She's amazing. The Cane Crawl. I've never.
It's the one based off of Egyptian mythology. So I've heard about it. I only have the Lightning Thief, which is the first one in his series and stuff. So
that's a Percy Jackson one, right?
Yeah, that's the Percy Jackson one, which is Greek mythology. But Rick already went into other mythologies as well. So he went into like Egyptian mythology and Indian mythology, I want to say. So he has like a lot of different branches of series, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't even know that. Honestly,
he have like a few series. I think maybe also a Roman mythology.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yes.
I mean, he does a lot.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Femke loves anything Egyptian. So she actually went to Egypt, I want to say right before Corona hit, but she can correct me if I'm wrong. So I can get this.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely fitting.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure the city of Brass is also Egyptian because of the fact that Nari actually lives in Cairo before everything happens. I'm not going to say anything because spoilers, but I'm pretty sure it's Egyptian as well. And in the third book, I'm 100% certain about that. There's actually an Egyptian god in that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to spoil, but there's definitely Egyptian inspired things in there.
Awesome.
Oh no, guys, prepare for pain.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's absolutely brilliant. I do have to say that like I usually like the first book in duologies most, but with this one I just can't choose because they're both just stunning.
It's in my TBR, but you all just made me want like to put it higher in my TBR, like in my endless TBR. But yes, just sounds really good. And I actually didn't know that this book is going to make you cry. Like I heard that it's really, really good, but I didn't knew too much about it. So now I know that it's going to make me cry if I read it. So good to know.
It's so good. I highly recommend. It's amazing. It's an amazing book.
I sobbed my eyes out with book 2. And like I only sob with all-time favorites usually. So yeah. It's amazing though. It's absolutely brilliant. Okay, it was actually September 2018. A little bit longer before Corona hit, but in any case. Yeah, wasn't it something with like heists and
I think it's like what's it called? Like Tempest?
Yeah, something like that. I will look it up if my laptop will work with me. But like I never pressed want to read faster on a book, I think.
I don't remember what it was called, but something like that. But I actually like We Hunt the Flame was probably like it was one of the first books that I buddy read with my best friend. And like we were so actually speaking of which, well, I don't know if anybody here is like, in the States or anything, but I bought 2 of the We Free the Star boxes because I bought one for my best friend and then I bought one for myself. But then she bought one for herself because she didn't see my text message soon enough before she bought it or whatever. So I think I might actually do a giveaway on my channel or something. Like the box is still sitting in there. Like it's not. But I will say the dust jackets don't fit. So just throw that out there. I don't know what Faye Crate's going to do with them, but I think they're like going to re-ship them out or something. But you just cut them if you want to and stuff. So yeah, look out for that. I guess that I didn't know I was doing until right now. Yeah, I guess look out for that.
I'm influencing you. Also, apparently, it's Tempest of Sea.
Okay.
Which I'm pretty sure because there's multiple people saying this.
Okay.
It is actually, I looked it up. It's called The Tempest of the Sea or Tempest of the... I just looked it up. A Tempest of Tea, actually. Did I say sea? Yeah, I said sea. It's tea.
Tea. Okay.
Okay. In any case, it's coming out... Does it say? It doesn't. Well, hopefully soon. I think somewhere next year, but...
Yeah, sometime next year.
I was thinking it would be spring 2022, somewhere along those lines. Yes. But patience is not my strong suit.
Mine either.
Mine neither. Yes.
Not my bedside. I can't, I read the entire first trilogy, but I just never remember. I think it's the third one from the top of my head from the Shatter Me series.
I think it's the second one.
That's the second one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm not going to say anything about it because I'm pretty sure I've said that before, but it wasn't my favorite.
I haven't read any of them. I don't understand. One thing that, and okay, I'm gonna spill a little tea, just a little tea. One thing that irks me the most about that series, I haven't read any of them. Okay, I have read any of them. I have 6 of them. I have 6 of them. Okay, and I don't like how she will release like a half one, like a 2.5 or whatever, and then it's called one thing. And then when it's bound up, it's called something else. And I'm just like, how am I supposed to keep track of which one I have or don't have?
Yes, it's confusing.
When you're doing that, like, don't do that. Like, she'll have like a 0.5 and then like a 1.5, and then she'll put them in one bind up and then name it something totally different than what the 0.5 or the 1.5 is called. And I was just like, how the fuck am I supposed to keep track of what I'm doing?
It's really confusing. It's like,
so, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
which one is it?
I actually
say something, Jane.
Yes, I actually read the first one, I think, when I was 14 or 15, like really, really young. And I actually gave it 5 stars at the time, but I didn't, like, I wanted to read it and to continue the series. But then I realized that, like, I'm too old for it. And, like, I'm pretty sure that if I will read it now, like, the idea was nice, but I also know that after the second and the fourth book, it's already gets really hard to read because it's like, she just keeping it too much and like it's already losing the point. So I heard that the last books are really bad, so I just didn't want to read it anymore. So yes, it's like it was really nice when I was like a little child, but I think it's like good for like younger readers. It can be nice.
Yeah.
But, yes.
Speaking of tea, actually, like I read them in, I want to say 2017 when BookTubeathon was still a normal thing back then. And I read all 3 of them in a week. And I remember reading the first one because the things I don't like about it is, one, that the main protagonist is just so weak. She just, I don't know, she just never stands up for herself, which is something I really don't like. I want strong female feminist characters. Thank you very much. And I didn't like the writing style. So she thinks of something, then scratches it out, and then something next. Like it just, my brain won't, it just doesn't wire well or something. I don't know. So I really didn't like it, but I was like, I'm a commit to this. I actually have all of the books. I've since unhauled them, but I had all of the books. I'm going to read all 3 of them in a week. And I did, and it's the biggest regret of my life.
Wow. I actually love the writing style, but like the writing style is really unique. I can get why you didn't love this writing style. Like, or you really love it or you really hate it, because you can't really like not notice it. It's like a big part of the story, the writing style. So like if you don't like the writing style, you probably won't like the whole book at all.
Yeah.
Yes, the plot
Nope.
was okay.
I haven't read them, so I can't say anything and stuff. And if you're enjoying it, that's all that matters. Tammy, if you're loving it, that's all that matters is that you love it and stuff. I
hope you are.
as a person who I will have like multiple editions of series or something. I like to keep up with my series. So if like the next one comes out or whatever, it's like I have to buy it. She makes it incredibly difficult. I don't know who the hell's ringing on the door. Sunday. But anyways, like as I don't it makes it very difficult for me to have them if you're putting your little half stories. Sorry.
You okay?
You got big dog bark right now, you know. Anyways, like if you're putting half stories into one bind up and then you call it something different, it's hard for me to keep track of what's going on. Like you have for example stuff, you have like Unravel Me and Erase Me, and those are like half stories, and then you put them in one bind up and name it like Find Me. Like what? Like I don't know what's happening. Like
I can get that. I have no idea, honestly. I really, really don't know.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
Interesting. You didn't heard about it. Oh, the dog.
yeah. I think we can start sprinting in a little bit. We talk a lot anyway, so we can start sprinting. Once Princess is all ready to go.
okay, I'm ready. Sorry.
You get a
Me
compliment
too, I'm really
here.
excited to keep reading.
Thanks.
Yes.
Yes. Bowser, my dog. He's sitting here staring at me right now.
Oh, so I'm ready for pain. How long shall we read for?
I say that the first one should always be like 20 minutes, like just to get in action. You know,
Let's get
in the mood.
into it. All right.
Sounds good to me.
I'll add. There we go. Oh, I did that wrong. I'm pretty sure I did that wrong. I have to actually add I keep forgetting that when you share your screen, you should toggle the little share audio thing, which I keep forgetting every single time. There we go. 20 minutes. Where are you? There. Are we ready?
Yes.
I'm going to start now. See you in 20 minutes.
Hey.
Hello. I need that one. How did you guys do?
I read. Okay, I read something like almost 20 pages, which is nice. And I got to a really, really intense part. So, yes.
I think I read about the same, and it was just getting interesting. How did you do, Princess?
I read 15 pages,
Nice.
but that's because my husband didn't hear the doorbell ring.
Oh
So
no.
my dog was going psycho, and I was like, husband, what are you doing? And he was like, oh, I didn't hear anything. And I was like, oh, God. So
I'm here to do everything myself now.
yeah, basically.
Well, better next sprint, right?
Yeah.
17 pages. 20 pages. That's pretty good. Morningstar.
Sorry.
It's
Sorry.
it's
Sorry.
the
Don't
book
worry,
in the Red Rising, right? I really want to
Yes.
read the series.
I haven't read Morningstar. Well, I started it. That's the second one, right? Yeah. I started it and I loved. Oh, that's a lie. Actually, no, that's a lie. I did finish Morningstar. I haven't read Golden Sun. That's what it is. No,
That's
wait.
the third one, right?
Wait. I thought Golden Sun was the second one. I think Golden Sun's the second one and Morningstar's the third one. I think so. If that's the case, then I've read Golden Sun, but not Morningstar. But regardless, I love them all. And just in case y'all wanted to know, Fairy Loots is bringing out their edition again on the 21st, on the 20th, 21st, 1 and 2. But you're going to have to be really quick to get it because, you know.
Good to know.
It's
I
Fairy
want to
Loots.
see how the edition look.
They're beautiful.
Morningstar is the third one.
Okay. Yeah.
I really want a lot of Fairy Loot editions that they're going to bring up because I don't get the boxes anymore because I have no room for all the goodies that are in there. And so I really want the special edition for The Kingdom of the Wicked by Cara Maniscalco because I loved her Stalking Jack the Ripper series. So I really need Kingdom of the Wicked. But I also really want the Enamoring the Ashes series. So
they're beautiful. I have them.
Yes.
They're beautiful.
I wish
so
I had
beautiful.
them. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I mean, doing dishes and reading 5 pages, that's
Yes.
pretty good.
It's impressive,
I agree.
actually.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, I don't think it's a fun fact, but just general fact, we have a dishwasher, and I hate dishwashers. I don't know what it is. I just...
Why?
Oh,
Why?
I don't know. I don't like putting things in them, but I dislike getting things, like, cleaning it out is even worse to me. I don't know. I don't know. Let me vacuum, I'm fine, but dishwashers. I do hope that you're on page 313 and not that you read that much in 20 minutes because that's impressive. That's like Criminal Minds read impressive, as in he reads like this.
Keep reading every line because the writing is right. Yeah, I agree.
So true. Yeah. Ooh. What do you think of it so far?
Oh yeah, I need to know.
Tell us because
I've read it.
Planning to read it like this week.
I think I read it in February. I don't remember which month it was. It's pretty good. Well, I'm pretty sure my parents would not agree with me giving you our dishwasher, but
I still like wash dish. I'll wash dishes and then put them into the dishwasher and then start the dishwasher. So I basically wash my dishes twice just because I don't like dirty dishes.
I don't have a dishwasher. Like I never had one.
I don't think we've had one. Like I don't have one at my own place, but because of Rona, I am here almost a year, like longer than a year at this point. So there's a dishwasher here, and I always just wash my dishes at home. But I don't know why I hate it so much. I just I don't know. I
That's
just don't
very
like.
strange. It's very strange.
Yeah, I am strange. That's the point.
We all are strange
Yeah, agree.
in our own ways.
That's very true. Oh, that's nice. I don't remember how many I gave it. I think I gave it 4 stars, so it's really
Oh, that's
interesting.
fair.
Have you read Serpent in Love then, Princess?
Red Serpent. What? What are we talking about?
Girl Serpent Thorn, sorry.
I was like Serpent of yeah, but
Yeah, I knew we were talking about that before we went live. I got confused.
girl, I haven't. I traded for it. Like somebody, like I sent somebody my book, and then they sent me that one and some other book or whatever. And it's a gorgeous book, but I really like the Fairy Loot edition of it. So a part of me wants to just hold off.
He wants to see it.
I can show you what it looks like. I have it
Oh,
right here, actually.
wow.
Oh yeah, the pink one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it. It's gorgeous. Okay, just
my
kidding. I hate
God.
the spray pages though. I hate the spray
Oh my
pages.
god, it's so pretty. Wow.
I don't know.
I
I
like
really like
Really
it.
gorgeous.
Was
I don't
there
like
anything?
green,
Oh, I
though.
forgot about this.
Oh,
Wow.
that's
Oh
pretty.
my god, it's so
Can you see it?
beautiful.
That's gorgeous.
Wow.
It is gorgeous. I keep forgetting that they do this sometimes, and then I just don't realize that they do this. Yeah, it is. It is.
I wanted the Fairy Looted. Well, I saw the pink before, and I was like, okay, the pink is really cute, and pink is my favorite color. But now looking at the green spray pages, I'm like, nah, I'm good. Never mind. I'll just stick with mine because I don't like green. So.
Like it fits really nicely with like the green that's on the cover. Like there's green from the vines, and it really comes back. So I think it actually matches perfectly. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of green, so not a fan. I'm not a fan, but
I love green.
I need to read it though. I do need to read it. Is it a standalone?
Yes,
or
it's a standalone.
It's a standalone.
Okay.
Yeah, you actually said that in your TBR video, Jane.
Yes.
And I was like, it's a retelling? I didn't even know because I read it. And I was like, wait, what?
I think it's a retelling of Sleep and Beauty, and I think also something else, like from what I know. So it's like the reason that I got interested in the story, because I really love retellings. So yes, I'm going to read it really soon. So we'll see what I'm thinking about it.
I do know now because I actually looked it up because I was like, it's a retelling? How did I miss this? And I looked it up, and it is a retelling. So you're 100% right. I just didn't realize it.
You
That's
don't
definitely
realize a lot of stuff while you read books.
Yeah, that's true. Fun fact, we were talking about Girls of Paper and Fire yesterday, which is a LGBTQ plus book. And I just didn't realize that our main character was into girls. So I was like, where's the main love interest? There's supposed to be one, right? There's supposed to be like a romantic, like a forbidden love. And then at one point, because I never reread synopsises before I go into a book, I was like, wait a minute, are they flirting? What? And then I texted Femke and I was like, is this? Wait, what? And Femke was like, how did you not know this, Esmay?
Right.
I didn't until that point, which was like, I loved it even more because of it. But I was just so confused because I just didn't realize. I do that often, very often.
It's actually cool, like, to realize things while you read. I actually had a really funny story. We talked about the Lunar Chronicles, and like the Lunar Chronicles is a series about retellings, and the first book in there is taking place in New Beijing. Now, by the name, you can realize that it's probably taking place in Asia. Okay, I don't know why. I didn't realize it. Like, I didn't read the series in English, so maybe this is the reason. But like, it's still called New Beijing in the language I read it, just New Beijing. And like, I didn't realize that the book is taking place in Asia, and I realized it, I think 80% in the end of the book. And like, I really love Asia and Asian inspired words and everything, so it made me love the book even more. But I actually didn't realize it, and it was like really obvious, and they like, when I realized it, everything clicked to me together, but I don't know why I didn't realize it sooner.
I do this so often as well, where I'm like, wait a minute. And it's obvious to everyone but me. When it's with like the endings of books, I'm really good at predicting what a book is gonna do. So
Mhm.
with things like this, when I just don't realize things, I'm like, wow, did I not see that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
I know.
kind of hard to be surprised with anything on BookTube, or like not surprised, I guess, like to go into books like not knowing it, not knowing
Mhm.
what's
Yeah.
going on, because like as somebody who watches a whole bunch of BookTube and somebody who makes BookTube videos, like you instantly know certain things about certain books because
Yes.
it's what everybody's talking about. So with
Yeah.
Girls of Paper and Fire, or yeah, Girls of Paper and Fire, it's like you instantly knew that it was a female romance,
Mhm.
and that
Everyone but me knew that.
and there's like what's it called,
Forbidden Love.
sexual assault
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, there's a
Mhm.
lot of trigger warnings in that one.
Mhm.
Yeah, so like you automatically knew these things going into it, just like okay, with like the Beautifuls and stuff when it was going around, we all know, oh, it's speculative vampires. It's not exactly
Yeah.
said that they're vampires, but like it's
Mhm.
basically vampires. Or the Visible Life of Addie LaRue. Oh, it's the girl with the deal with the devil or whatever.
Mhm.
And it's like you instantly like
Yeah.
know like these little key things because of
Mhm.
BookTube and stuff, basically.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, I don't want to be that person, but shall we start a little bit like a sprint soon? Because I have to pop off at 8 for a couple of minutes to give Nina her insulin. I thought we could do that as we sprint,
Mhm.
That's
so
fine.
that you don't have to miss my face too much. No, I'm kidding.
You say
I'm
they
down.
stopped in a really intense part of the book. I want to keep reading.
Keep reading. So let's
Yes.
just shall we do a little bit longer this time, like 30 minutes or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Yep. All right, we can set it up. There's still sound. That's
You
good.
can't see me.
Oh, sorry. There we go. You're back.
Yay.
All right, I'm gonna start the timer. See you guys in 30 minutes. It is time.
Hey.
I have like 20 pages left of it.
Oh wow! So you're probably going to finish it in the next sprint.
I think so. How did you guys do?
I read something like 20 pages. And yes, like I'm also getting really to the end of the book. Like I'm here.
Ooh.
So yes, I have 70, 60 more pages to go to the end.
What about you?
I read 32 pages.
Nice. I'm
Nice.
not even sure. I think it's like 25 maybe because I was gone for a bit, but oh, like I'm in the middle of such an intense scene and I remember it from last time and I'm just
Oh my god. Yes, you're actually in the last 20 pages. This is usually the most intense part.
yes. I am gonna have to wait until next month to continue this though. That's the worst part about it.
Yes. Yes, that is.
Ooh, which book were you reading?
Mm.
Did I? Oh, Morningstar. I knew that.
Mhm.
Never mind. I really, really want to read in general. Read Red Rising. There's a lot I still have to read, but that
I
one's also
actually
on my.
heard that the audiobooks for Red Rising are really, really good. So I'm debating to read the whole series in an audiobook.
So good. Well,
Yes.
I've only read the first two, but they're still
Mm.
so good. And I'm actually a little scared to read the third one because then like you go into the fourth one, which there wasn't supposed to be a fourth and fifth and or sixth one. But
Yeah.
the fourth one and the first three, you're just in Daryl's point of view. Like so you're just in his mind. But in the fourth and fifth one, he separated them to where you have like I want to say it's like 4 or 5 points of views. And like so when you get so used to being just in one point of view for a trilogy, and then when he extended it and now you're in multiple points of views and stuff, like I don't know how I'm gonna handle that for one. For two,
Yeah.
Paul Brown is so fucking attractive. Like, oh my goodness, like he's so attractive. I will read anything he puts out because he is so attractive.
I mean, that's a good reasoning, honestly.
Yes, now I want to know how he looks. I'm going to search it.
So I met him when was it Dark Age? When Dark Age came out. I drove to downtown LA and he was signing books, and so I met him, and I had him sign my book, say Pax's wife. Pax is a character in the book, and I was like, Pax's wife. You can sign it saying that. That's great.
Oh my god, he is
Cool.
beautiful.
Isn't he? I'm telling you.
Yes.
Yeah, he looks good.
Okay, I can agree on that. Honestly, now we're gonna read the book more.
Me too. Like every life just makes me want to read more books. And like every book that we talked about just makes me like want to read it even more.
Yes.
That's the problem of being a reader. You always want to read more.
Yeah.
You
So many books, so little time.
I agreed.
Ugh. 80%. Ooh, so it's getting really exciting then now. Probably. The last 20% is always like, I don't know, it just, the last 20% usually always feels like a punch in the gut for me. I don't know what it is, but it usually does.
Yes, for me too.
22 pages. That's
good.
good progress.
I have exactly 100 pages left, and then I'll be finished.
I mean, I think it's a pretty quick read as well. At least Fallen Kingdoms was a pretty quick read for me. I'm not sure if that's the same with the second book, though.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff where I'm just like, okay, like, but like obviously I know that some people, so I'll go ahead and say this, I know that some people are totally against the whole sibling trope. So
Yep.
if that's something that you disagree with and stuff, which is fine, it is there. I don't want to spoil it, but
Yeah.
Yes.
it's there.
Fair. Yeah.
It's gonna put that out there. That's it.
I mean, I feel like I would have enjoyed Fallen Kingdoms a lot more were I a bit younger. Like I still really enjoyed it, but I think like 16-year-old Esme would have reread all the books 60 times. But I feel like there's a lot of tropes, especially in the first book, that are now very overdone, but were very inventive when the book was first released, if that makes sense.
Yes,
I
I personally read it like when I was 15 or 16. So I really loved it. But since then, I didn't reread it because I don't know if I will be interested in it anymore. Because, like, I'm not 16 anymore. So, yes, this is like the reason that I didn't continue the series.
I
Yeah.
will say that it doesn't feel what the second book definitely feels more adult than young adult.
Oh, that's good.
Because the stuff that's going on in this one, there's like a lot more death and a lot more blood and a lot more like gore and stuff. So I would say that this book, the second one, feels more adult than the first one, definitely.
Oh, that's definitely good
No.
because that
Yes.
like I'm looking forward to more intensity, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
This would be a perfect reading vlog. Just like read the entire series in a week and then vlog all of the pain.
Oh, actually, I have a question. Actually, where are my books at? Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna go grab one because I bought one recently that is not in the Fallen Kingdom series.
There is another series in the same world. They have the first book of the other series, and like it's the same world but a different story. And I think that this series is actually starting like as an urban fantasy. Like I'm not sure, maybe I'm mistaken, but like it starts really different, and I think that maybe it starts not in the world, and then the characters go to the world of Fallen Kingdom. But there is like one more series by this like world.
I don't know. I'm gonna go. I'm
Oh,
gonna go get it.
is it a book of Spirit and Thieves?
Yes,
Spirits and
Yes.
yes, yes.
It actually says like modern day sisters discover deadly ancient magic in book one
Yeah.
of this Fallen Kingdom spin-off series.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so they
So
actually like live in contemporary world, and then they found out about this world and everything. So it's actually like urban fantasy that is going to high fantasy, which is cool.
Okay,
yeah.
so y'all definitely saved me a trip to the living room because that's where it is. So I was just like, I've been meaning to look it up myself. I was like, what is like because I saw it at out here in California where I am. We don't have a Books a Million or a half price books, and then I went to Texas and they have a Books a Million and a half price books, and I saw that book there for like $5 and it's a hardcover. I was like, I'm just gonna pick it up. And I don't, and like I was like, how's this connected? Like I didn't know, so that makes sense. It's a spinoff. Okay, that makes sense.
You know what the worst thing is about not living in a English speaking country is that the lack of books that you can buy here for like a reasonable price is sad. Like I live in the Netherlands, so most of the books are obviously in Dutch because I mean that's the language here. But every single time I go into a bookshop, I'm like, "Do you have English books?" And they're like, "Yeah, this." And I was like, "Okay, that's Throne of Glass." And that's like the Lunar Chronicles, and like, okay, I know this by now. Like I've seen these books a million times. Can I see something different, please?
I
So I'm
order
very jealous.
100 for my percent for my English books. Like I can't even buy English books where I live because there isn't like any variety. Like even really popular things I can find there. Even Throne of Glass, A Court of Thorn and Roses, The Lunar Chronicles. I can't find anything here. Like I order 100% for my books. Like when I read books not in English, of course I will buy them where I live, but like when I read books in English, it's always just ordering, and also it takes so much time until books get here. Like I know that there is Amazon Prime for the US, and like people get books a day after, and I get books a month after. So just
Oh no.
yes, like
Really?
yes,
I had
That-
no
sometimes I can
idea.
get yes, sometimes I can get books maybe in 2 weeks if it's really really quick. I can like buy from Amazon and pay extra for the quick shipping, and it can get to me in 2 weeks, but it's really really expensive. So usually I wait between 3 to 4 weeks until I get a book.
Dang, I had no idea, like whatsoever. But obviously, I stay in the States and stuff.
Hmm.
And yeah, we have Amazon Prime to where actually I ordered a book on Friday and it's gonna be here today.
Oh my
So
god,
yeah,
amazing.
I had no idea. Like, wow,
Hmm.
that
I mean,
sucks.
Yes.
I mean, for me, it's okay. Like we have sites that just sell English books and they're here like a day after, so it's not as bad. They're very bad at shipping books without damaging them, so
Oh,
that's
Hmm.
definitely a
Yes.
minus. But like they can be here fast, but I can feel the pain. Especially like I am someone who usually buys hardcovers, and if they have a book I want, it's always paperback. So
Oh.
it's very
Hmm.
sad.
how
But
long
but
does it take for like the trend? Like so, a book will come out like today, for example. That's like in English, it'll come out today. How long does it take for them to come out in your languages?
So actually, translated books in my language, like in Hebrew, because I'm from Israel, they actually like they don't translate a lot of books, and that's the reason that I started to read in English, because there isn't enough variety. Like there is also a lot of series that they start to translate, and they just finish it. Like they
yeah,
don't finish the
they
series.
just ditch him completely. Yeah, same
Yes, like
here.
the Lunar Chronicles, I read the first 3 books in Hebrew, and then the fourth book never was translated, and like it was years like since the fourth book was translated. So like a lot of times you can't really start a series and be sure that you can finish the series in the same language. I always see them translating series, and like after the fourth on the second book they just stop, and not
Yeah,
always but a lot of time yes, because I get it, because maybe there is a popular series in the world but in Israel it isn't really popular, so I get why they don't really translate, but it happens so much, so it
yeah.
really like sucks. And like yes, I almost can find fantasy series. Like I also feel like a lot of books translated to Hebrew are actually romance and erotic books, which are like I love romance, but it's not my favorite genre. Like I prefer fantasy, and I just feel like I don't have a lot of variety, so I usually read more standalones in my language. Yes, but I actually in the last month I saw like a lot of really really good titles being translated, which surprised me, because usually it's just like really bad ones. But I actually saw like good ones. So I guess it depends on the season. Like I don't know. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's really bad.
Wow, wow.
As
Yeah.
for
So.
here, this is the same thing here. I personally don't read Dutch anymore because I prefer to read in English if it's published in English because I feel like translating there's always something that's missed.
Mhm.
So I prefer reading it in the original language. And the second is the same reason, like a lot of it just stops being translated somewhere middle of a series. Same thing for Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I think the first and the second one have been translated, and the third one was never translated.
Mhm.
And there's just so many series like this. And I also feel like they make weird choices because there's
Yes.
like books that I would personally like. I know a book that's called, I think it's Showstopper by Haley Barker, which
Mhm.
isn't a popular book on BookTube at all, but it's very popular here, and like people are
Mhm.
screaming over it. And I tried reading it, wasn't my cup of tea, but they make weird choices. I feel like because the books that
Mhm.
I would personally translate, people have never heard of, which is
Mhm.
very strange. Like I don't think they're even planning to translate The City of Brass, and that's just a pure damn shame.
Mhm. Yes, also
Wow.
for me, like a lot of books translated, I'm actually surprised that they pick them and not something else. And I'm also really surprised always from the series that they translate until the end. Like a lot of really good series, they don't translate until the end. Like again, the Lunar Chronicles, a lot of people really want to read the fourth book and they can't because they don't read in English good enough. And like I see it especially
Yeah.
in TikTok, but like a lot of people really want the fourth book to be translated and they still didn't translate it. So like it's in
Oh.
a lot of series, yes.
Wow.
Also, as
Mhm.
for the timing, like usually Dutch is pretty fast if a series is popular. So Throne of Glass is about the same like publication date as the English one. Fun fact, I know of one book which was Caravel by Stephanie Garber, which was actually released in Dutch before the English one was released.
Oh,
And
wow.
it was called
That's cool.
it was actually called The Black Heart in Dutch, like it's Zwarte Hart, so The Black Heart. And
Mhm.
I remember thinking, huh, this is a cool series. And then we actually started looking into it. I was like, wait, that's not being released for like a month or a month or two,
Mhm.
which was very
Wow, that's
strange.
cool.
Yeah, but it rarely happens. Oh,
Hello,
sorry.
Kitty.
I got distracted.
That's why I
But
like
yeah.
looked around too. I was like, is that a cat? Like,
Yes. Yes. So, like in speed wise, it's really depends. Like the whole series of Cassandra Clare are really popular in Israel. So I feel like those series are getting translated really fast, like all those books. But like
Yeah.
it really depends. Like right, I feel like a lot of times they start to translate a series after the series is finished. Like now they translated Chloe Brown, which is cool. Like I didn't expect them, but they translated like Get a Life Chloe Brown. So I'm pretty sure that they will like translate Danny Brown and Eve Brown pretty fast. But like if a new book just been released, it probably would take them a lot of time, like like sometimes more
Yeah.
than a year, more than 2 years. Like also Phone of Glass, they started to translate it, and I'm not sure how many books there are, like 6, 7, 8. I'm not
8,
sure.
I think.
A
So
lot.
yes, a lot. So they translated the first 3 or 4 in like 2014, and then this year they translated another one. But it's been a year since they translated this final one, and like there is
Mm.
more 2, 3 books. I'm not sure how many, and they still didn't translate it. So like I just don't wait for translation anymore because it will take so much time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
It's a
easier
thing.
to read in English than in your primary language?
Is it what?
Is it easier to read in English than in your primary language?
I won't say it because I read like since I remember myself, and I think that like I read in English a few years, but I got back into reading this past year, and only this past year I started to read a lot in English, and like in Hebrew I read most of my life, so I can read in Hebrew really fast because I just read it most of my life. But I guess that like when I continue reading more books in English, it's starting to get more easy for me. It's just like it's my native language, Hebrew, so I understand it better. I can read it much better. But again, it's because I read only books in Hebrew my whole life. So,
Right.
like,
Hmm.
yes.
That's so interesting. I'm like, this is
Mhm.
so interesting. I'm learning so much.
I think for me, English is actually easier at this point because I've been reading English since I would say 16. I think the first book I read in English was either Harry Potter or The Fault in Our Stars by John Green,
Mhm.
and I've just never gone back unless it was a book that wasn't published in English, which is only one
Mhm.
series from my childhood. But I always read in English, and when I read in Dutch, it feels weird to me. So
Mhm.
I'm a lot faster in English than I am in Dutch, at least
So
at this
for
point. But also
me,
because I'm so used to it from my studies as
Mhm.
well. Everything's in
Right.
English.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
So for me, it's like I actually really love to read in Hebrew because I think that like literature, high language Hebrew is really beautiful. But like when I read fantasy and stuff like this, I usually prefer to read it in Hebrew because the language, the high language, is really beautiful in Hebrew. Like I don't get the same feeling from English, but English again, much more variety. I actually can like start a series and not be scared not to finish it.
Yeah.
So I usually like try to read more in English, and I enjoy reading in English. It's like a beautiful language. I really love reading in English. It's also really easy. Like I don't know, it's a really really good feeling. But yes, like I really enjoy both language, which is really fun to read like both of them.
That's
I
awesome.
can def-
Yeah.
I can definitely get that.
I'm
Also, I
learning
saw.
so much.
Also, I saw. Speaking of learning stuff, there's some more information about like the spin-offs and stuff, like the Fallen Kingdom series.
Ooh, the
I'm
prequel?
I think Obsidian Blade and Crimson Dagger are actually like part of like the list that is Fallen Kingdoms
Yes,
on Goodreads,
prequels.
right?
Yes, it's not a spin-off, a prequel.
Yeah, it I think it says 0.1 and then the other one is a spin-off.
I'm
Mhm.
gonna go ahead and get onto Amazon. Hold on.
There's another question I think for you, Jane, mostly.
Is it hard to start a series? Yes, it's more hard because of the feeling of the book. Because, like, word-wise, you can get the word really quick. It's not really hard because, like, yes, you can get the meaning of the words and like the names and everything pretty fast. It's more hard because of the feeling. Because if I'm starting to read a series and then I'm continuing to reading the series in English, it feels to me like a whole different series because it's just in a different language. So it feels really weird for me to switch. So I try usually not to switch, like just if I don't have like any other choice, with the Lunar Chronicles as example. But like yes, usually it's just feels really weird. It's not hard to understand. It just feels weird.
Whoa, sorry, joking on my own spit here. Sorry, I wanted to ask, like, is everything from An Ember in the Ashes translated? Because I think you're reading that one in Hebrew as well, right?
Yes, and only the first three are translated and not the fourth one. Now, the reason that I decided to start with it in Hebrew, because usually when this is the case, I just read it in English, is because we are doing a read along and I want to understand everything, like fully understand everything. So I prefer like
Yeah,
to read it in my native language. But yes, usually if this is the case, I will start to read the series in English.
fair.
Mhm.
Maybe that's
Give me 1 second. My
Mhm.
husband's
yeah.
cat is making noise, and I don't know what's going on with her.
Oh no.
Okay.
Make sure she's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like I never read in Dutch anymore. At least
Mhm.
not when it's translated. I don't know. I also like I usually really cringe to the way that they change like the titles as well
Mhm.
of books because I
Yes.
think there's so many like it just feels weird.
It's actually a funny story, but I worked in the movie theater like a few years ago, before the COVID, before
Mm,
everything. Like I worked there for a year and a half, and there was like a time that I work in the like in the register where you buy tickets, and like sometimes there were like American tourists, I don't know, like people who come in, speak to me in English, and they ask me like, can I buy a ticket for this movie? And I just looked at all the movies and I couldn't understand which movie they are talking about. Now I can understand I can't remember which movie it was, but like always the names are really different and also just don't like similar at all. Like I can't even guess which movie they're talking about. It was so weird. So it's like the same in books.
do they translate titles of movies then in your language?
Yes, so Hebrew is a really different language than
Mm,
English. Like in a lot of European countries, I know that they keep the English name, but like in Hebrew, it's like a very different language. So you can, if you don't know English, you won't understand the title. So they just change the title of the movie to Hebrew. And like
mm,
sometimes it's just a translation, just sounds the
fair.
same
Yeah.
words in Hebrew, but sometimes it's just like something really, really different.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's probably different for us because in Dutch we use English words in our
Mhm.
language in general. So I
So
don't think,
we not.
yeah, I don't think they translate movie titles a lot
Mhm,
unless it's children's movies because then it's
mhm,
easier for kids to
mhm.
understand if it's in their native language. But yeah,
Yes.
I
So
don't
for
think they
me,
do
it's
that with
like,
like
mhm.
grown-ups. No.
So for me, you don't really use English in Israel. Like
Mm,
you don't need it. Like a lot of people here understand English really, really good. It also depends where you work because a lot of works wants you to know English really good. But like most of Israel, you don't really need it. Like everything is in Hebrew. You have also in English and also in Arab because this is
yeah.
another really spoken language in
Yeah.
Israel. So you have a lot of languages, but like you don't really need English. Everything is translated because a lot of people don't know English, so they need the translation.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, I
Mhm.
saw a question come in unrelated to this, but is that the I go
Shadow
from book
Queen.
covers. Is that the white cover with like the black apple on it?
Shadow Queen.
I think it was that one. I am now looking it up. I haven't
Yes,
read
me
it
too.
though. I'm pretty sure I haven't read it. I mean, the one I find, the Shadow Queen by C.G. Red. Is that the one you mean? Because I haven't read it. It is on my TBR.
I actually never heard about it. Is it good?
It has a 3.75 star rating on Goodreads, so that probably usually means something. I think the
Mhm.
yes is for that it is the book that I'm imagining in my head.
Uh-huh.
I do that a lot where I remember books from the way they look.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you'll say like, oh, you give me a title, and then I realize which one it is because of me remembering what the cover looks like.
Mhm. Yes, I also
But
I also remember books by their covers. Like it's the easiest way to remember a book. Like a lot of times I'm just remembering a book. I have a really hard time with names. So like just visual things. So I just or remember the cover of the book or I remember the concept. And like I'm saying, oh, this book is with the princess and like this.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yes.
Okay, so some people have read it apparently. I have it on my TBR, but I mean that's a general statement. Like it's on my TBR, it's a never ending TBR.
Yes, mine too. Is
Also,
everything okay
Princess
with the
looks
cat?
I'm sorry.
Is everything
everything
okay with
okay?
the cat?
Yeah, she just like making noise sometimes. Like most of the time when she whines, it's because my husband is home. I say my cat. It's his. That's his cat. She
Mhm.
like stalks him and she's obsessed with him. Like she honestly tried to take me out to have him to herself. I'm sure
Oh wow.
Uh-oh.
she like scratched me because we were playing and she scratched me and then it got infected and I was like she tried to kill me. She tried to take me out to have my husband all to herself. I'm sure.
She had
Wow.
poison on her little claws,
Yeah, she
Yes,
all
tried
ready
to take
to.
me out. She was
it
trying to
can
take
be.
me out, but no, she was just sitting on the table and just whining. And my husband was right here. I was like, what's wrong?" He was like, "I don't know. She's just whining." So then I gave her some treats, and now she's happy. So I think she's fine.
Oh.
Like,
That's the way through to a cat. Just give them
Mhm.
food.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Also, can I just say you look so cozy right now?
It's
Yes, you are.
cold.
What is that? What is that from?
Serpent and dove.
I could have known
Ooh,
that. Oh, that's
that's
beautiful.
yours. Wow, yes.
Yeah,
I love that book.
Pretty.
I could have seen because I saw the Marin at the top, but I missed
yeah.
that.
This
It's
is
beautiful.
I
I
got.
really need to.
This is the one Oh, this is the one where Fairy Loot took months and months and months to send out the Blood and Honey box.
Yeah, I remember
Uh-huh.
that one. Have you read Blood and Honey, by the way? I'm scared of that one, honestly.
I hear horrible things, to be completely honest.
Yeah, me too. I've heard like a friend of mine was reading it and she said she loved the first one and she was like halfway into the second one and she's like, Esmay, I'm bored. I was like, oh no, that's not good. That's not good.
I mean, the first one isn't very plot driven, so it's very character driven and stuff. I mean, there's like an underlying plot and stuff, and then it gets very plot driven at the end of it. But
Yeah.
like, so going into the second one, I can only assume it's probably going to be more slower and more character driven, and then probably like the end will get more plot driven. But the third one is coming out, and did I already order the box through Fairy Loot? Yes, of course I did. Like, of course.
Of course you did. Duh.
Of course.
I think I also heard like bad things. I feel like this is sometimes the case because it was supposed to be a duology, if I remember correctly, and it was stretched out into 3 books. And I feel like it's the same issue some people have with Red Queen, where the series was, I think, supposed to be 3, and then it was dragged out, and the third one, King's Cage, was very slow. So I feel like that might have also happened to Blood and Honey.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I've heard, but
I haven't got past the first. I mean, I read the first one. I read Red Queen.
me too. I unhold the rest.
Yes,
I haven't read the rest of them yet.
I read the first two, and like the first one was not really good, but I still read the second one, and the second one was so boring. There wasn't any plot. Like, it was the most slow-paced book that I read in my life. It was so I can't even imagine what will be in the fourth one, and I'm not going to read it. Just it was really bad.
Yeah, I heard bad things. Also, you were wondering what I thought of Mahimata, right? Because I was reading that yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually finished it. This is the sequel to Markswoman. Markswoman, I gave 5 stars, mind you. I gave Mahimata 2 stars.
Oh.
I am heartbroken.
You gave it what?
2 stars. Yeah, I gave the second one 2 stars, and I was crying because I was so sad.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so excited for the second book, and I gave it 2 stars, and immediately Femke texted me like, oh, what happened? And I was like, well, it was so slow and so cliche and so predictable, and the ending, why? I just, So, yeah, there's my update there. I'm very sad.
It reminds me of my experience with the Lunar Chronicles, because I gave the first book 5 stars and the second book 2 stars. So like I was also really, really disappointed, and like we talked about it. Like, I love the first one, you love the second one, but yes, like was like I get the feeling of being really excited for a book and then being really disappointment for it, especially
so
if this
sad.
is like a series that you already started to read. Yes.
Yeah, I'm so sad.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I love it's probably because I'm so like I think I listened to the audiobook to Scarlet, and it had a very like suit, like the language was really pretty, and like it had like an accent, like a French accent and stuff, and I was like, that's really cool. And Scarlet and Wolf just reminds me so much of myself and my husband. Like, she's like has a fiery attitude, and I'm like, yeah, girl. And then like Wolf is very like big yet like lovable and stuff, and that's my husband and stuff. And I'm just like, okay. And then, but Cinder was just not boring, but predictable, I guess is probably the best way to put it.
So I get what you are saying.
I need a charger. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Cinder was a little bit predictable. Like, the love plot was predictable.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Cinderella's story, it was predictable, but I also felt like Scarlet was really, really predictable, and I just didn't love the plot at all. Like, I didn't feel the chemistry between Scarlet and Wolf at all. Like, Wolf is nice, I love Wolf, but like Scarlet, I didn't like her character, her attitude. Like, I just didn't love the she felt really robotic to me because she was always, oh, I need to find my grandmother. I love my grandmother, but I didn't feel like she loves her grandmother. Like I just felt like she's saying that, but I didn't get the feelings. And like the plot was really, really slow. Like I felt it was so slow paced, and like because I'm a plot driven reader, I just felt like there wasn't any plot. And like I loved the little bit of plot of Cinder that we saw, but that's it. But yes, like it's really a preference because clearly we like our opinions are just opposite. So it's actually cool to see like that we think like the opposite of each other.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
That
glad
was
that it's
literally
like
what we started with.
respect.
That was very funny. We were sitting here talking, and Jane joined in, and Princess was actually talking about like Marissa Meyer, and I was like, "Well, I know that Jane likes like Marissa Meyer in general." And then the first thing they said, we're like, "I hated this one, but I loved that one, but I hated that one, but I loved that one." I was like, "Oh."
It definitely could have went completely the wrong way if we weren't like, regardless of stuff, like you love books, I love books, and that's
Yes.
I respect that regardless of
Yes,
stuff.
of course.
And you're obviously way more of a plot driven person, and I'm probably more I would say I'm more of like a character, like, oh, for example, okay, I don't like long expositions of some shit. Like I don't need you explaining everything to me. Give me dialogue all day. Like, give me dialogue all day. I need people to be interacting with each other, like, and I'm happy. If I don't see any type of quotation marks, I'm like, skip this whole page. Like, it gotta go. Like,
yes, I also don't love when there is like too much time without people talking. It feels like just talking like about the book, and like dialogues are forming the plot because it's what gets the plot moving. So it's like I really get it.
yeah, I feel it.
Also, can I just quickly say thank you? It was very, very cute. She loved going in the car.
She's so
My old little grandma.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
I wonder though, was it worth it to finish it all the way to the end? Because
Yes, I need
like,
to know. I need to know.
I usually have that too, but with Red Queen, I read it so long ago. I was like, you know what? I'm never gonna read it anyway, so just leave it here.
I have the beautiful editions. I have the first two and the beautiful like collector's edition with the sprayed pages. And then I have the rest of them and like hardcover and stuff. So like I just cannot bring myself to getting rid of it, even though I've only read the first one. I just cannot bring myself to do it.
Yes, when the editions are pretty, it's really hard to get rid of books. I really get it. Like I have a lot of books that I just won't read, but they are beautiful.
I mean, I had the regular paperbacks and was like, you know, someone else will love this a lot more than me, so let's give it a better home.
A good idea.
Also, shall we do one more, like a final sprint? Shall we do like 25 minutes, something along those lines?
Can we do 20 maybe? Because it's starting to get really late for me.
Yeah, yeah, of course. We'll do 20.
Okay.
Let me quickly set up the timer. Ready, set, go. Okay, so that's time on the final sprint.
Yes. I read something like 15 pages.
Give
That's
me
really
one
nice.
sec. I'm almost done with this chapter. Go ahead. I'm almost done.
Okay. So I actually read like a really hard scene. Maybe Esme, you know what I'm talking about, but
I have an idea. Yeah.
yes, like I'm really in the end of the book. I'm currently at page 320 out of 380, so 60 pages to go. Really, really close.
So exciting.
Yes, I will probably finish it today, and maybe I will even start today. Like, I wasn't sure if I will be reading it right away, but I think I will. Like, I prefer to binge read series, and the copies are fluffy paper bags.
Oh, that's amazing. This one is also very like fluffy.
Oh, I love fluffy paper bags.
I finished.
Oh my god. Oh
It
my
was so
god.
good.
Ah,
So
now
good.
you need to wait until June.
I'll probably just 1st of June hits, like read it right away. I mean, for me, it's a bit easier to read it a little bit earlier on in the month because of the fact that I've already read it once. So for the live show, I'll definitely remember because I've read it twice now. But I can get that you guys want to read it a little bit more closely to the live show. But I hope you'll love it as much as I did. Again.
I really want, like, I actually like was debating if to start Girls of Storm and Shadow now because I really wanted to start already Ember in the Ashes, but I do think that I will. So we will say this evening. I will update you what my final choice is, but like I'm still debating if to continue or to start Ember in the Ashes. But I feel that maybe I will continue just to finish it. Like, so yes.
Fair. How much did you read, Princess?
I read 22 pages.
That's pretty decent. So you have about like 70, 80 left, I think?
Yeah, ish. And yeah, it's
really intense.
Wow.
Is it intense?
It's so crazy. Like, I'm like, what y'all got going on here? And now I'm just like, oh, I only got that little bit left. This little bit, I'm just like,
soon.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Ooh. Good luck on the house hunting. Wow.
Ooh.
That is exciting.
Yes.
At 50 minutes, I mean that's over before you know it. So that's really nice.
Especially
really good
if you
progress.
don't listen to like the regular speed. Like if you're listening not even 2 speed, I usually listen to 1.8.
Fair. Yeah, that it just goes a lot faster sometimes, it seems.
Yes.
That said, I think that is it for today. I'm also getting tired. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I had so much fun. And also seeing you talk about like the Lunar Chronicles was a lot of fun to see. Now I'm curious to read them myself, honestly.
Yes.
And yeah, do let me know what you think of both of you actually. Let me know what you think of Rebel Spring and let me know what you think of Girls of Paper and Fire because I'm curious for both.
Will do.
Yes, it was really, really fun. Like it was so fun.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, thank you so much, everyone, for joining in who's read with us and just watched us, talk about whatever. And the next sprint will be next week in the weekend. I'm not sure which day, but it will be announced on Twitter as usual. And yeah, I think that's it from us for today. So yeah, thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.